In a recent and unsettling development, the international collective Anonymous revealed that a cyber attack may be behind the massive power outage that left Spain, Portugal, and parts of France in darkness on Monday that shocked the European continent. According to information shared by Anonymous and other online sources, two known cybercriminal groups, Storm Team and NoName057, have claimed responsibility for the blackout, which temporarily grounded flights, disrupted metro systems, shut down ATMs, and severed mobile communications across the Iberian Peninsula. The incident has raised deep concerns among cybersecurity analysts, infrastructure experts, and European governments alike. While official investigations have yet to confirm that the outage was the result of a cyber attack, the claims made by these groups have added urgency and gravity to the ongoing inquiry. On social media platforms like Telegram and Twitter, both Storm Team and NoName shared provocative statements implying their involvement. One message posted by Storm Team read, "Isn't it funny to cut off electricity to countries from home?" The post included links suggesting that various high-level Portuguese government networks were targeted. Among the named institutions were the Ministry of the Interior, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Environment and Climate Action, and the Presidency of the Council of Ministers. Data from website performance monitoring tools such as CheckHost confirmed that several of these services were either down or suffering degraded performance at the same time that the hacker groups were making their claims. NoName, already known within cybersecurity circles, has been previously linked to cyber operations targeting North Atlantic Treaty Organization affiliated nations and institutions critical of Russian foreign policy. According to Leaked, a prominent site monitoring online hacking activity, this group has engaged in coordinated efforts in the past to disrupt digital infrastructures as a form of political retaliation. If these claims prove true, the blackout would represent one of the largest confirmed cyber attacks on civilian infrastructure in European history. Many people have recently found it unsettling that just 2 years ago, the World Economic Forum issued a stark warning about the potential dangers of a large-scale cyber attack. According to their projections, such a digital threat could spread more quickly and widely than any biological virus known in recent history. In fact, they estimated that its rate of transmission could be up to 10 times greater than the viruses humanity has recently struggled to contain. This prediction has resurfaced in public discussions following several high-profile digital disruptions, with some drawing connections between the warnings and present-day events. The World Economic Forum cautioned that if such a cyber threat were to occur, the only effective way to prevent its rapid spread would be to disconnect millions of vulnerable devices from each other and from the internet altogether. However, the time frame to act would be extremely limited, just a matter of days. The economic implications of even a single day without internet connectivity are immense, with losses estimated at over $50 billion globally. A prolonged digital blackout could have far-reaching consequences, not just financially, but socially and structurally as well. These concerns continue to raise important questions about preparedness and the resilience of modern digital infrastructure. On the day of the incident, over 60% of Spain's electricity, equivalent to approximately 15 gigawatts of demand, disappeared in just 5 seconds. The scale and speed of the disruption alarmed energy officials and citizens alike. The blackout, which affected millions, paralyzed urban transit systems, temporarily closed down major airports, caused confusion at financial institutions, and left entire neighborhoods in silence and darkness. Portugal experienced similar impacts. REN, the national grid operator, reported that all 89 substations had been affected and over 6.4 million customers were temporarily without power. Thanks to rapid response teams and a highly coordinated recovery effort, energy was restored to the majority of impacted areas by early Tuesday morning. Spain's Red Electrica also confirmed that over 99% of the country's energy demand had returned by 7 in the morning the following day. Despite the restoration of services, the cause of the blackout remains a mystery. During a press conference, Eduardo Prieto, Director of System Operations at Red Electrica, said that 2 steep and nearly simultaneous disconnection events had preceded the collapse of the system. While the exact trigger is still unknown, he emphasized that such occurrences were unprecedented and required thorough investigation. The magnitude of the outage, especially its speed and scope, has left many in the energy sector and government deeply concerned. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez addressed the public on Tuesday, reassuring citizens that restoring power had been the government's top priority. He also emphasized the importance of identifying the root cause of the disruption to ensure that such a serious event could never happen again. While cyber attacks were not immediately confirmed by investigators, Sánchez did not rule out the possibility that external interference played a role. Interestingly, both Spain's meteorological agency and Portugal's cybersecurity officials stated that no unusual atmospheric conditions had been detected that could account for the blackout. This included any form of natural disruption such as solar flares or geomagnetic interference. These findings removed the likelihood of weather or environmental causes, adding to the speculation surrounding human involvement, whether accidental or malicious. While some European leaders have urged caution, others have acknowledged the severity of the event. Teresa Ribera, an executive vice president of the European Commission, called the blackout one of the most serious episodes recorded in Europe in recent times. Even though she and other officials like European Council President Antonio Costa have ruled out sabotage at this stage, they did not dismiss the urgency of protecting Europe's critical infrastructure from future threats. Anonymous, known for exposing vulnerabilities in government and corporate systems, has acted as both a whistleblower and provocateur in this unfolding situation. Their highlighting of the dark Storm Team and NoName's claims has placed the incident under even more scrutiny. It has also reminded global leaders of the very real and present threat posed by cyber warfare. In an age where essential services are increasingly reliant on digital networks, the potential for large-scale disruption, whether by hostile state actors, independent hacker groups, or accidental system failures, has never been greater. The blackout not only tested the resilience of energy systems, but also demonstrated how quickly modern life can be brought to a standstill. Across the affected regions, businesses were shuttered, emergency services had to adapt rapidly, and millions of individuals were left without access to communication, transportation, and basic utilities. While recovery efforts were swift and effective, the psychological and logistical impact of such an event lingers. Even without conclusive evidence that a cyber attack was the definitive cause, the claims made by Dark Storm Team and NoName have sparked renewed urgency in reviewing cybersecurity protocols across Europe. Experts are calling for increased investment in cyber defense strategies, real-time monitoring systems, and international cooperation to detect and neutralize potential threats before they impact critical infrastructure. In addition to governmental responses, this event has ignited discussions among the public about the transparency of digital systems and the vulnerability of modern societies to cyber manipulation. The outage serves as a wake-up call for citizens and authorities alike. While technology has enabled unprecedented levels of convenience and efficiency, it has also introduced new forms of risk that cannot be ignored. Ultimately, the incident underscores the complex and evolving nature of 21st century security. It is not just physical borders or military strength that define a nation's stability, but also the strength and security of its digital backbone. As the investigation continues, all eyes remain on whether the hacking claims will be substantiated, and if so, what measures will be taken to prevent another widespread blackout in the future. Cyber attacks have evolved into one of the most pressing global threats of the modern age. Once considered limited to isolated cases of data theft or website defacement, these digital assaults have transformed into large-scale operations capable of disrupting economies, halting public services, and compromising national security. As technology continues to advance and societies become more interconnected, the potential for cyber attacks to cause billions of dollars in damage is no longer theoretical. It is an imminent and growing concern. In recent years, several high-profile cyber incidents have demonstrated the vast financial and operational damage that can occur in a matter of minutes. Attacks targeting financial institutions, healthcare systems, energy grids, and communication networks have shown just how dependent modern life is on digital infrastructure. When these systems are breached or brought offline, the ripple effects are immediate and widespread. From delayed hospital services and grounded airline flights to disrupted banking systems and compromised personal data, the impact of cyber attacks extends far beyond the digital world, affecting lives, businesses, and government operations in tangible and costly ways. The financial damage from cyber attacks is staggering. Global estimates suggest that cybercrime costs the world economy trillions of dollars each year, and that number is only expected to rise. Businesses of all sizes face not only the immediate costs of responding to an attack, such as restoring systems and securing data, but also long-term consequences like reputational harm, legal liabilities, and lost customer trust. In some cases, companies are forced to halt operations entirely while they attempt to recover from the breach, resulting in significant revenue losses. For industries that rely heavily on real-time systems, such as logistics, manufacturing, and finance, even a brief disruption can equate to millions in damages. Governments are not immune to the consequences of cyber attacks either. In fact, critical infrastructure such as power grids, transportation systems, and emergency services has become a favored target for threat actors seeking to cause maximum disruption. A well-coordinated attack on a nation's electrical grid, for example, could leave millions without power, paralyze public transportation, and severely impact emergency response efforts. The consequences are not only economic, but can also erode public confidence and create widespread anxiety. What makes cyber attacks particularly challenging is their evolving nature. Threat actors are becoming more sophisticated, employing advanced tactics such as ransomware, phishing, and zero-day exploits to infiltrate systems undetected. Some operate independently, motivated by financial gain, while others are backed by state entities with political or strategic agendas.